Good afternoon, fellow Vault Dwellers. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the Turtlecast. Yes, we are live. We are live with a Turtlecast. I will probably need to go on a diet next year again after last couple days. And how about you, everyone? Welcome. Who do I see in the chat? Rascal, RHPS, CRRNI, Anderson, Nered, Isaiah Hawkins, welcome. And Joe's Tab. Hello there. How are you guys doing? And yes, if you didn't notice, the Scourge, Holiday Scourge, were dropping double presents. I don't know if they still do that. Probably. I didn't test right now, and that's the reset time. It's 5 o'clock. I hopefully for entire weekend. There was no announcement that I could find from Bethesda about the timing for double holiday gifts. So I'm guessing for the weekend, but we'll see. Hello there, minus blindfold. Welcome. Oh, and if someone has for a trade on PC, I am looking for 3-star reflex, 5 pieces of reflex. I was not able to get any yet, and I want to test them outside of the custom world where you can test everything. I would to test them in real scenario on adventure servers. I basically tested all the new, by this time, all the new legendary effects, but the reflex one. So that's what I'm missing. I'm looking for 5 pieces. If someone has for trade, so I can do a final tier list for all the new effects added with Ohio. Rock with strange hieroglyphs in Burning Springs? I'm not sure if I've seen it. I'm not sure. I was exploring a lot, but I didn't see everything for sure. I don't know if I've seen the weird rock. Oh, blindfold, you can craft them. Are you on PC? I can trade with something else in exchange. You can get them to me. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So that's great. So in case you are not yet on my friend list, I will add you when we start a member hangout. So thank you for that. I will add you when we'll be on the member hangout. You are a member, so I see you will be there. So no problem there. Oh, did I didn't paste a link to member hangout? Oh, I did. I didn't pin it. Oh, if someone will not see it. If anyone is new, what is member hangout is just my way to say thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel by the way of membership and monthly subscriptions. So once a week, I do a member hangout when only members are and me, so I can see every single chat. Unlike on regular live stream on Saturday ones, when I miss a lot of chats, there are so many people. In case of the member hangout, there is way less, and I can interact better. I need to check the rock if I can find it. I'm not good in cracking code, so I will probably not figure out what the rock is about. So I will not be able to most likely help to figure out what the rock can be. Can I make another Ghana build? What is the Ghana build? I'm not sure if I understand. The Ghana build? Almost every build is about the guns. So I'm not sure. And the rock looks like a map. So if it looks like a map, maybe it is a map. We have a lot of unsolved mysteries in Fallout 76 still. Like the fisherman that seems to be a little bit like abandoned for now, or maybe it's coming later. Oh, you mean heavy gunner build? Okay, I got you. So about the fisherman, we know something going on there. They are feeding the weird creature that cultists are praying to, Interloper, and we don't know what's going on with that. So that's the mystery of the fisherman and the Interloper that's unsolved in Fallout 76. The Enclave themselves are pretty much unsolved fully about what they are doing in West Virginia and why and so on. So that's another mystery that can be built upon. The Brotherhood of Steel chapter of West Virginia is not really closed either. There's this Brotherhood camp, and we do the quest line for them, but it's not really close. So there's a lot of mysteries that they could build upon in Fallout 76. Not many answers. And now Ohio itself added another one, which most likely will be built upon. There is this super mutant that we are working for. So yeah, we know that Enclave dropped it there. Not intentionally though, that they crashed. So we can find the Enclave vertebrate that crashed, and that how Rust King appeared in Ohio. Plus, we do have still a lot of mysteries about Abraxodine itself. We do have this side quest that tells a lot about Abraxodine, but still doesn't answer everything. Like what would the scope of operations in the area and what they did. It's not fully answered. There is a lot of facilities for Abraxodine that we currently do not have access to. There is a new raid location being built north of Starlight Drive-In. I don't know, as there is no official information about it, but I hope we'll get a new raid soon. What the Target's last camp hidden in the bog? I think yes, the small encampment. There's like holotape about Target there. I think I know which one. Oh, that was long time ago. Nothing new. I think you are talking about Low Bro Deluxe. If that's the old one, so I think I did see it. So there is a lot about mysteries and so on and followed for years to come. There is a lot. Was there any message from Bethesda? And 2 episodes of Fallout TV show already up. Season 2. I did watch both. I'm enjoying it a lot. I like this Voltec facility we have in there. Mini season is ongoing as well. I need to remember to claim those rewards. There's some article, but I think that's about Skyrim and Fallout 4 on the Fallout website. Oh, that was a camp building. Wait, I need to. Doesn't want to show me pictures if I don't open it in incognito tab. I don't know why. This is weird. No, that's Skyrim creations. I don't want to talk about Skyrim creations. I'm not particularly interested. Like Skyrim is a really good game, but I prefer sci-fi setup over fantasy setup. I play both and I enjoy a lot in the past, like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale. But if I can choose sci-fi, like Fallout, post-apocalyptic, or space sci-fi, like Starfield, that's more for me. One of the reasons I was not excited as much as I could be about Starfield DLC, which was basically Skyrim in space. Like I was, are you serious? You have entire Skyrim and you added a Skyrim in space for me? So yeah, I wasn't particularly excited. There's Bounty Hunter creation for Fallout 4. Okay, creations are nice, but Fallout 4 is quite old by this time. It would need Fallout 5. We need, yeah, let's be honest, Bethesda, we need Fallout 5, not more creations for Fallout 4. It's a little bit dated by now, and we need Fallout 5 for the single play Fallout. Or remaster of New Vegas with new DLCs would work too, if that's on the table. But yeah, so there's nothing in particular on Fallout.com outside of those creations, which do not interest me as much, so I will not be talking about it. Okay, looking at the chat now again. Yeah, we don't know about Enclave, really anything what will be next. Nothing. And we know as well, thanks to the Fallout TV show, that there is no actual lore conflict about, most likely there is no lore conflict about Brotherhood in Fallout TV show, as those are not the main chapter. And should I say more? Did everyone watch already the Fallout TV show episode 2, or anyone is still waiting to watch it later? I don't know if I can talk about it here or I will give someone a spoilers. I did watch it straight away when it was released, but I don't know if everyone did. No, I don't need another Elder Scrolls. I need another Fallout. Yeah, criticals can fail due to server lag, as well as multi-projectiles weapons sometimes are wonky with criticals. Fallout TV show is very good, yes. As for TV show about the video game, that's one of the best. If I compare it like Fallout TV show, is it on the level of, let's say, Silo? Probably not. To be objective about effects, uh, writing, acting, Silo is probably higher. Not like crazy, a lot higher, but Silo would be probably higher from sci-fi, but it's not a video game show. If we compare it to any other video game shows, I prefer Fallout. Fallout is done way better than most of the video games in the form of movie or TV show. Okay, so some people didn't see episode 2 yet. Okay, I will not be talking exactly what was there. I can just generalize and say that they're showing more stuff, and we know that what people were saying about conflict with Fallout lore seems like not a problem anymore with following explanations. Still need to wait for the rest of season 2, but there is definitely less conflicts with the lore than some anticipated. If someone really try hard to find some, they will, I bet. They will find problems. Now, okay, let's jump to Ask the Turtle section on Turtle Army Discord. Let's head in there. And Jimmy Bear, thank you a lot for donating a membership to Consistently. That's the name, Consistently. Appreciate that. Thank you. And now, Discord. Come on, Discord. Will you launch? And that reminds me that I didn't send a notification about the Turtlecast. Too late now. It's in the middle to send it at that point. Apologies for that. Discord. Hmm. I think this was the last one, or this. What's today? 26. So that's okay. That's the last one. I mean, the first one that was not answered yet. Katie, I'm using Don Pedro with Furious, Explosive, Swift, and Fracturers as a bit of an IOE weapon. I was wondering if you think I should swap out Explosive for Crippling. No, you should not. To proc the Fracturers effect more. You will lose a lot of damage. I would rather swap Fracturers to something else than Explosive. I would still have the Explosive penetrating mod on the weapon. I also run Enforcers level 3 and Modern Renegade level 3, but I feel like it doesn't cripple the stronger enemies as fast as I would like to. So I have bad news for you. If you add limb damage for a second star, it will still not cripple as fast as you would like to, because explosive damage cannot cripple, and impact damage on Dom Pedro is relatively on the low side. Low to medium damage from the impact itself. If you take away explosion, you will lose a lot of damage and add a little bit of crippling power. It's great for Rat Rumble as it is, but not so good against the Burning Springs enemies. So if you want a weapon that cripples well, just become a pirate. Get a black powder pistol with limb damage. That will cripple well. That will cripple well everything. And put there the Fracturers mod. Maybe I will even drop video later comparing a black powder gun with Dom Pedro. They compete with each other, like black powder. It's probably slightly even on the stronger end than a Dom Pedro, which is a little bit unfortunate. Although there is a trade-off, black powder breaks faster than Dom Pedro. And next one. Hey Turtle, just wondering, what's better with the Tesla cannon using the explosive and polish mod with Bullet Storm taking into effect, Furious or two-shot Tesla cannon? Furious is generally really good, but not perfect, as Furious either use regular and on crowd of enemies you quickly get stacks, but on small groups or singular enemies, regular Furious will not really get stacks, and then you reverse it, so reverse option is a little bit better. On small groups it's great, but when you hit a crowd, you lose all the stacks with one shot, so there is probably argument for a two-shot. It does split into two explosions, which is a little bit of negative. If you could run like Blooded or Juggernaut, that would be most likely better. But if you don't have low health or super high health, then two-shot is good. I was running two-shot Tesla cannon and it was working well. There is a problem with polish mod, is we cannot lock the durability on the Tesla cannon anymore. Extra durability on 3-star doesn't lock it, it just makes it breaks a little bit slower. So you need to repair it a lot. That's the only problem. But yeah, it's a good idea to use something else than Furious if you want it to be more universal. And if you rely on Bullet Storm a lot, as you said here, I don't know how much. Like, if you switch the weapon, you are losing Bullet Storm stacks. But if you are relying on Bullet Storm, the quad would be the best option. You will get more stacks of the Bullet Storm with quad, and therefore more damage. Hello AT. I'm running my second character as a human character level 355 currently. My question is, I want to run it as a low health build, Blooded, with no power armor and heavy gun using my Gauss minigun. What perks are best to deal max damage and be tanky as low health and be able to take out all enemies in Burning Springs? That's basically a heavy gunner build. Just add more tankiness if you want to go without power armor as a Blooded. What armor legendaries? Currently still Secret Service is the most tanky. Regular armor or second option, Brotherhood. If limb crippling will be a problem and you would need to add strengthen, so Brotherhood has this option. Recon, Brotherhood Recon armor. So both are good, Brotherhood Recon or Secret Service. Thank you for the hard work you do for us and the community of Fallout. You're welcome. So those are your options. If you want to be tanky as a Blooded, you will need to spec a lot into tankiness. Very high endurance, very high health, and as much resistance as evasion, reflection, and so on from perks as you can. You will need to focus on tankiness. If you want to still play like a Blooded tank style but without power armor, you would need to put priority on your tankiness. And Wax, hello. My question is involving weak point damage compared to regular percentage damage. The question is, how much additive damage would be required to be superior to 1% additional weak point damage? For example, Pinpointer versus Bullies with 3 or 4 or 5 crippled limbs gain more damage than continued use of Pinpointers. So this depends how much min-max your build is. In other words, how much additive bonuses you already have on it. To make a long story short, average will be 4 times. So to make it average, to even the 1% of weak spot, you would need 4 percentage points of other sources, or 5 percentage if you are more like min-max already. So that's the quick math. So if you add, let's say, 6%, like one rank of the weak spot under agility, so 6% to the weak spot, if you want the same power from additive bonuses, you will need 24%. And pinpointers, how much was pinpointers? 15? No, 25? I forgot now. 25 or 15? Who's in the chat? Quick, pinpointers is 25 or 15? Okay, I will read the last question and then we go back to compare pinpointers. Did they rework VATS again? Before the Burning Springs update, I was able to solo EN06 in 1 minute 16 with Elder's Mark and Chinese Stealth Suit. Now it takes me 2 to 3 times longer because the range to target his shield is much smaller. They did adjust VATS in last couple patches, every time doing up and down, and changes how they do it. Recently, they did change how far to the side you need to be to target the shield of the Guardian. So really targeting the shield by shooting it is not a valid option anymore, unless you one-shot it as a blooded build with Dragon. But outside of that, it's reflection and not stealth required. Next patch can change that again. Who knows? But yeah, they did that. Okay, so pinpointers is 20%. Okay, so if we take pinpointers, 20% to be even with bullies and so on, you would need 3 limbs crippled plus minus to achieve the same amount of damage. And when you cripple all the limbs, you will be superior to pinpointers. Pinpointers 20%. To get the same, multiply by 4, you need 80%. Plus minus. That's the rough estimate. It will be slightly different per weapon and per build. You could do exact calculation, but I don't think anyone need like exact calculation to figure out this split percentage points and a little tiny bit of damage difference outside of min-maxers, but they already know how to do it. They have full calculators, full-blown calculators in Excel to figure out which per card will give slight edge over another. But outside of that, in normal case scenario, you just need to know this rough estimate. Now, back to the chat we go. Oh, thank you, CRRNI731, for joining Turtles Army. Appreciate that. Welcome. And Jesus for you, 20 bucks. Appreciate that. And Jesus is saying, hope you had a great Christmas, Turtle. I wanted to work on my armors, but now I feel crippled with the changes coming. Thank you a lot, Jesus, for you. Yeah, I was eating a lot, so I will be on the diet from next year. But about armor, I would not panic yet and not do anything like don't get rid of any armor you are using, as that's very early. It just opened the test phase for the armor changes, so we'll see how it ends up a little bit later. Most likely, first month, which is January, they will be applying some changes based on feedback, and then it will stabilize, and you will be able to build towards whatever it's coming. But that's early phase. I wouldn't do anything about current armor just yet. Just hold on, wait for the final version of all those changes. And Scorch are still dropping 2 gifts. Jesper just checked. So awesome, thank you. And they don't like solo VATS users. Yeah, that's true. Luckily, we still have VATS, functioning VATS in Fallout 76. I was a little bit worried about it at some points when they started tinkering with it, so VATS hit chance dropped to ridiculously low levels. They give it back to us, so at least now VATS generally functions quite well again, but the initial nerf was like rough. What else did I miss? Fallout game set in China? I don't think there was officially any Fallout game set in China, even in plans. So that most likely, if you heard about it, someone was just speculating. There was never such thing. And I don't think we are getting Fallout game set up in China. Maybe one DLC at some point in far future, but that nothing else. And even that's doubtful. And for now, about armor, yeah, I would just stockpile on some legendary modules that you may use later when the changes drop. You you can check my video when I'm summarizing all the changes that are currently on public test server about armor. So you will have a rough idea in which direction the changes are going, but don't yet like assume it's gonna happen absolutely as it is. I hope not. As for example, greatly reducing radiation protection in power armor goes absolutely against Fallout lore, in my opinion. So I don't agree with that. Power armor should provide a good protection against rats, and I will not accept that it shouldn't. Like, even if they want to encourage people to play as a ghouls more, that's not the way. That's not the way. If they want that, they can just give ghouls extra perk that will be reducing radiation protection for ghouls in power armor. Just give a perk. Why take away radiation protection from everyone so more people play ghouls? That doesn't make sense. But some changes to the armor are really cool. So it's not like all bad. It's not like all bad. Some are really cool. The unique chest pieces that they are proposing, I'm all for it. It will give me a reason to maybe craft a full set of Raider Raider armor, regular armor, just because I want to use the unique set that Raider chest piece is giving. So yeah, I'm all for those unique pieces with special effect. It's not like a set effect, it's just the piece providing this effect, and it's all on the chest always. So you can mix and match. I can put the Raider chest and Secret Service limbs if I want to, but they are reworking protection of Raider armor and leather armor and steel armor. So it's not like I need to mix it. I can run a Raider armor. Looks good. Oh yeah, for ghouls, yeah, that's what Winter's Red Flame is saying in the chat. That would be a good option. Add a chest modification that intentionally impairs rat protection. Maybe even add something called leaky core. Yeah, I would add this modification, leaky core. So it would remove radiation protection from power armor and continuously give you like 1 to 2 rats a second. I would call it leaky core, and it will continuously giving you a little bit of radiation and remove the protection. And then you have more ghouls without taking away protection from everyone. That's what I think about it. Is the rat reduction in power armor severe? Yes, it is severe. They basically taking the unique radiation reduction. What that means, in power armor, you will have similar protection to like you have now with regular armor. Just a little bit more than regular armor provides. They are giving higher rat resist on the stat page. So, for example, currently Secret Service have like 300 radiation resistance full set, and power armor for comparison will have 1k, but it's just the stat. They're taking away reduction, therefore this 1k feels like 4 500 regular radiation resistance. Doesn't matter at some point. You can even dig out my older video when I was showcasing how much by stacking a glowing fungus soup, how much radiation resistance you need to go into the nuke zone in regular armor. So I was getting there. I don't remember now exactly. It was 16,000 or 20,000 radiation resistance. Something like that was required. And on top of that, what rats, legendary perk that was removing rats to go into the nuke zone without reduction. And power armor has reduction. So that's big. What's my cap capacity? It's half a gallon. I really said, I really honestly hope the radiation reduction removal from power armor will be reversed. There is no reason to do that. Absolutely no reason to do that. Outside of forcing players to play Ghoul more, there is no other reason to do that. It goes against the lore, it goes against the playstyle, goes against everything to do that. Obigon Windu, thank you a lot for €2. I appreciate that. And the message is, how is the challenge to get Ugwa title going? Oh, that's still a lot. How many you need to get Slade? No, that's gonna take forever. I could do it faster, but that's not the focus. Torpedo doesn't like the show. You are entitled to your opinion. I like it. I like the show. I'm okay if it's not for everyone. I really like the show. But I like a lot of shows that people do not like. Some shows I do like that everyone likes, but not all of them. Some very niche shows I enjoy that others didn't. Oh, 76 of them is the last challenge, so maybe I can focus on that. I was worried that the last will be 760, so I didn't even attempt that yet. So 76 sounds doable, Obi-Wan Windu. 76 turtles. And yeah, Rascal has a point too. I'm comparing TV shows with the competition. So there is not much like a better options. The other shows are way worse. So that's true. Maybe that's why follow TV show is good because everything else is worse. And if everything else would be better, but that's like everything in life. You always compare it to everything else available. Even in real life, like how you compare if you have a well-paid job or not. You look how much others are being paid. You will not be complaining, oh, my job is really paying me terribly when you have, let's say, 300K a year. You'll be in the very top of all possible jobs. So maybe objectively you could have more and you are not happy with that. But most people would say that's amazing. Yeah, Halo was really, really bad. Yeah, there's competition is not really very high for a Fallout TV show, which is good. We have a good show thanks to that. It's way better than competition. Way better than competition. And from other shows, I do certainly hope we'll get more of the good sci-fi titles in the future. Doesn't look like that at this moment, but who knows? Some may appear. Maybe some will reappear, like Stargate, something new, or maybe they will figure out something fresh. It doesn't always need to be like reviving some old TV shows. Then can make a new and just make it good. Oh, Spiteful Ledger, you didn't start a second show yet? Second season? Yeah, I'm not waiting. I'm watching every episode when it's being released. I'm not waiting for all episodes to be released. You hated some of the choices in the TV show. Yeah, TV show is not a video game. In video game, we can make choices. TV show, we can only watch, and someone who was writing it made the choices. That's why games are better. You can make choices, assuming the game is good. There is a lot of games that you cannot make any choices, and I don't like that. I don't like that even in Fallout 76. I know because the nature of online game, the choices need to be limited, but still, even let's take Burning Springs story, which is decent. I'm not complaining on the story in this sense, but I am complaining on lack of my choices. Starting from the beginning of Burning Springs, I go into this trap. I talk with a lady, and usually I like to play at least one of my characters in the Fallout franchise is dumb and handsome. So I want to go with this playstyle and I want to talk with her and stay for a tea or something. It's not like impactful choice. I would be still whack in the head, but there is just not option for I need to discover she's a raider. How can dumb character discover that? Cannot. And I'm forced to discover that. So I don't like that from the get-go. And then we go further in. We're going to recruit a team to go against the Rust King, and there is no way to, in that case scenario, to discover that we are being betrayed. Like at first step, I have no other option but to discover I'm being betrayed. And then I go further in, and it's equally obvious that something is not right, and I'm not able to discover that I'm being betrayed. Like, come on. Lack of consistency in that and lack of choices. I want my choices. There is still a little bit of choice. I was able to save two people during the story by intentionally going with choices that saved them, but it was not obvious that they will save them because you first need to play it for a second or third time so you know what's the outcome if you recruit them all to then change some of that. But it's like that's the lack of the choices. And those are not even limited by the story. They could be a little bit like, I don't know, two pathways for the story. One, when we discover that we are being betrayed, and then the ending would be slightly different. Maybe would still go there, but by ourselves. I don't know. I know it's harder to make those choices in online game. It just, but that there is none, almost none. I do have video about changes to armor in general, but about the weight itself, I don't know if that's even gonna stay. I will be definitely going for a deeper dive in those changes later on when the changes will be more like final. But long story short, power armor is plus minus doubling in weight. So if your power armor frame is 10 pounds, then it will be like 20 with all the power armor pieces. Some of the heaviest power armors, it depends on modifications now, can reach up to 30 pounds. So yeah, doubling. Doubling in weight. In stash, not a problem, as in stash weight of all armors, including power armors, it's cut by half. So we can store still in stash about the same. But in your inventory, power armor will be taking more space. Regular armor, no. Regular armor is not getting heavier. It's getting lighter in general, with exception of weightless mod being removed for some reason. And yeah, about Fallout 3 and other Fallouts, the choices were limited too. That's normal for every game. But there still have been meaningful choices in either Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. Like even Fallout 4, you have separate endings, depend on faction you go with. There is no such thing in Fallout 76 because it's online. There is advantage of being online. I can play with other people, what I love, and I will take the trade-off. I'm taking the trade-off. I prefer play with other people, and in the world that's more alive. But I think it's possible to squeeze a little bit more choices. I feel like it's possible. They just choose not to do it. So that being said, I think this will be everything for the Turtlecast. So we'll be going for the member hangout. And tomorrow we'll be doing a little bit more choo-choo in Ohio. Choo-choo train in Ohio. That's tomorrow. A little bit of fun. And that being said, see you there, everyone. Take care and stay tuned.